Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Psychology Every Day, day 38. Today, I keep studying for my next exam, and I'm studying personality psychology. And the thing that has popped up, I don't know what it has to do with personality psychology exactly, but it is Beck's cognitive triad. Now, Aaron Beck is, the main man when it comes to cognitive psychology, very smart person and almost all of you have heard of cognitive behavioral therapy, or KBT as it is called in Swedish, and he stands for the K or the C if you're English. And basically, this cognitive triad, which consists of three parts: negative thinking about yourself, negative thinking about the world and other people, as well as negative thoughts about the future. And the big problem with this is that they really hit you when you're down. So even though, when things are going good and whatever, they might not affect you that much because, you can combat them in various ways. But the problem is when things go wrong, that these negative thought patterns that are somehow learned from a young age will really, kick you when you're down and make things so much worse. And basically, they're always there subconsciously as well, but more exaggerated when you are really down and having a tough time. And if you don't learn to control your thoughts, they will control you, especially when, like I said, when things get tough. But it is, however, quite easy to learn to control your thoughts. You just have to practice it. And basically, one of the first things is learning to distract yourself. So think about what you're thinking about, notice what you're thinking about, and then actively trying to think about something else. And doing this over and over and over again will strengthen your cognitive function. This has been proven many times that the brain works like a muscle. And I'm going to talk more about this in another video because it is one of the most important things to learn when it comes to discipline and self-control and making your life immensely better. So one of the cures or recommendations or whatever in the cognitive triad is to replace these negative thought patterns with uh, realistic ones. However, now I'm not no Aaron Beck, right? Because, like I said, he's one of the goats. But I feel like when it comes to negative, counteracting negative thoughts, realistic ones may not be the best approach because real life can be quite dark and you know perhaps even darker than your negative thoughts if you really think about it, if you think about how the future might just be containing solitude, aging, sickness, and death. So I prefer to combine this with various other fields of psychology which talks a lot about overly positive thinking because it really works. And when you shift your focus like that to the overly positive things, doesn't mean they're necessarily unrealistic, but it is a different lens to view things through. Because if you think about your future realistically versus optimistically, it sort of changes the goalpost and your direction. And this is a very good thing, in my opinion. You're never going to get, to the moon unless you shoot for the stars, I guess. Maybe not the best comparison, but so I'm going to show you today with myself, and here we go. I have survived so many difficult things that I made the cockroach my spirit animal. I have been tried and tested more than anyone I know, and I passed with flying colors each time. I won 4 national golds in bench press, lifting 2.5 times my body weight without barely even trying. I volunteered for basic training to do it just for fun. It wasn't, but I did it anyway. I've put out forest fires, I've scraped off dead animals off the roads, I've took down people that have hanged themselves, and I've performed live CPR more times than I can remember. I have lost and failed more times than most people even try, all while being a single father for most of it, and I've always had my son a majority of the time. I left Mensa because the discussions were dull and I'm breezing through my master's programs while working double shifts at the fire department and coaching people at the same time. My wife broke up with me 2 months ago and my house looks like a battlefield. But just as I carried the couch in the thumbnail through the night on New Year's Eve 2017, I will stand tall with a smile and let my shoulders broaden as I take on these burdens, because I do believe in an amazing and optimistic future. I believe people and the world are amazing, and even though the future will come with even more pain, I accept that because it will also come with a lot of more joy, happiness, and glory. Amen. Tell me in the comments, what do you like about yourself? What do you like about the world and other people? And what do you see for yourself in your optimistic future? Have a great day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.